Last season, rookie quarterback CJ Stroud was a league winner for many fantasy managers out there, but we have a new influx of NFL rookie quarterbacks we need to talk about, and maybe the next CJ Stroud for you. Let's get into it. What up and welcome to the Rival Fantasy Show. I'm your host, Neal Maligno. I appreciate you joining me as always. Before we get into these quarterbacks, go ahead and make sure you like this episode. Subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed. Over 90% of the people who watch our episodes are not subscribed, so we appreciate your support. We appreciate you guys helping us build this community. Don't forget to follow on social at Rival Fantasy on any platform. We have a Discord. We have so many ways for you to support, join, and be a part of the discussion. Leave comments, leave your thoughts down there. I respond to every comment you guys leave. And of course, go to rivalfantasy.com or download the Rival Fantasy app so you can start playing on the best all-in-one fantasy platform there is. Now let's go ahead and get into the rookie quarterbacks and who I think will have the best fantasy impact and who I think maybe isn't so great. Now, of course, I'm going to start with Caleb Williams. He has all the weapons in the world. I mean, all of them. It feels impossible just looking at it on paper for him to fail. Sure, there will be bumps in the road as no rookie season is perfect. Could definitely have a CJ Stroud-like rookie season. And mostly I'm saying that depending on, he has DJ Moore, he has Keenan Allen, he has Rome, he has Komet. At running back, they have Swift, Roshan, Herbert. I mean, the only thing that could really slow this offense down, it feels like, is the offensive line. They are a middle-of-the-pack group at best. They could improve. So hopefully they are able to keep Caleb upright and making plays. For me, Caleb falls into that top 15 range at quarterback. He's one of the most talented quarterbacks to enter the league in recent memory. There's no question about that. Although I do have real questions about his personality, his leadership. Those who have been following me for a while know that I put a heavy level of interest in those kind of things, whether I feel like a guy is a leader of men, whether I feel like he can help uplift an organization. CJ Stroud felt like that completely last season. I'm not sure if Caleb Williams has that in his bag. Many people don't consider that when they're talking about fantasy. They don't really care. They think that it's a point that doesn't matter. But for me, if I have concerns over a quarterback's ability to lead men, I'm going to pass on drafting him 9 times out of 10. Second up is Jayden Daniels. Now, he is my personal favorite quarterback in this draft. He does have plenty of weapons as well with McLaurin, Dotson. He has a rookie McCaffrey in the slot. McCaffrey, the son of Ed McCaffrey, brother of Christian. I know we're all kind of questioning where he's going to fit into this, but I'm not going to bet against a McCaffrey at this point in the NFL. Throw in new addition Austin Eckler at running back. You got tight end Zach Ertz. So Jayden Daniels has things going for him. This offense has a ton of potential if it stays healthy. I think that is a big caveat here because we have seen some of these players deal with injuries in the past, and it does really affect how this offense will flow, especially for a rookie, right? The offensive line is definitely a concern, especially considering that one of the reasons I love Jayden Daniels is that running upside that he has. We've seen a guy like Anthony Richardson last year get injured and didn't finish the season. So I don't want to see that happen to Jayden Daniels. That could, the O-line troubles could definitely limit that though. For me, if we consider all things go well, right? No injuries, no key injuries to the offense. The offensive line can stay, solid. I think it's a top 20 finish by default for Jayden Daniels with a chance to finish higher for me if the O-line does compete well. Just to kind of give you an idea where I stand, if I had the number 1 pick in a rookie draft, or if I'm going to pick a rookie in my redraft league regardless, and I'm choosing between Jayden and Caleb, I am going with Jayden every single time. So Jayden Daniels is my number 1 rookie quarterback heading into the season. JJ McCarthy is our next quarterback up, and I feel like I'm kind of repeating the same thing over and over for each of these quarterbacks so far. But again, a cast of high-level offensive weapons at his disposal. Justin Jefferson, I mean, come on, like the best wide receiver in football. Jordan Addison, Hawkinson at tight end. Running backs that are pretty talented with Ty Chandler. They recently signed Aaron Jones. So likely a better O-line also than Caleb and Jayden Daniels. So that he has in his favor. The problem for McCarthy for me is Sam Darnold. And I know it sounds a little crazy, like really, Neal, he's a top 10 pick. It doesn't seem like Sam Darnold is going to, interrupt that. But my concern is that Sam Darnold will look more ready, more professional, and ready to go. And JJ McCarthy may have some flaws that they're seeing, things they want to work on. And I just don't think the Vikings will rush that process. I think they see it as, sure, he's our top 10 pick. We kind of want him to play as soon as possible. But at the same time, Darnold is a veteran. He's been around the league for plenty of time now. He has talent. We know that. The Vikings have talent. I just got done mentioning all their offensive weapons. So Darnold can definitely get it done with them. And so why rush McCarthy? I still do believe that even if he didn't start week 1 as a starting quarterback, he ultimately will end up with the starting job before the season ends. But the risk of him not starting to open the season does push him down for me. I don't necessarily see a top 25 finish for McCarthy in year one at quarterback. So in redraft one quarterback leagues, I'm staying away. If you're in a 2 quarterback redraft league, I think he's an interesting option there. He's been a winner everywhere he's gone. And so for me, that counts for something. Kind of how I mentioned the concern that I have for Caleb with his personality or potentially his leadership is the same way I'm looking at McCarthy in terms of his winning record and his winning ways. I think that does matter. Not necessarily that it means everything, but he doesn't necessarily, display those concerns with the personality that Caleb does. So it gives me a little bit of value there. So with all that said, I would keep close tabs on McCarthy, depending on the type of draft you're in. I'm definitely interested. And I definitely like where he's going. But if you're in a 1 quarterback redraft league, he's just not really an option for me. Now let's talk about Drake Maye, who you won't find me as one of the super high supporters of Drake Maye in fantasy. He's got a brand new head coach. They ran Mac Jones out of town. The Zappy era came and gone. And now it's Maye's turn. Something that's going to be not talked about enough is the fact that Jacoby Brissett is back in New England. And if I had to bet on a starter today, I would push all my chips in on Jacoby being the starting quarterback in New England. I believe the new coaching staff brought him there for a reason. They trust him. They knew they were going to draft a rookie quarterback, but at the same time, they wanted a veteran that they can trust, a veteran who gets it done. Brissett really has been a great QB everywhere he's gone. He's never really been horrible. He's never been the reason why a team loses. And so he's a safe option for them at quarterback to start the year. The wide receivers are also a random group of guys. I mean, guys with talent, but that we have to wait and kind of see who jumps up and actually grabs those starting spots. Drake Maye is not a quarterback I'd consider in 1 quarterback redraft leagues. I'd also tend to pass on him in rookie drafts. Not that I think he's going to be awful, but the situation just doesn't inspire confidence in me at the moment. I know dynasty drafts, you might be saying, Neal, but you got to think 3, 4, 5 years out. I get it. I don't tend to play it that way, though. I like to win now as well as winning into the future. But I don't want to wait 2, 3, 4, 5 years to actually start winning. So Drake Maye is a guy that I'll pass on because I just don't see the immediate return. The next quarterback on our list is Bo Nix. Now, let me start with complete transparency. I am a Raider fan, so I don't know if I'm going to have a little bias leak in here, but there is a lot to unpack in Denver, starting with their new rookie quarterback who they drafted number 12. I don't think Sean Payton's ego will allow him to start Stidham or Zach Wilson over Nix, so I trust that he'll be a starter out the gate, which I'm questioning with certain guys like Drake Maye, with JJ McCarthy. I'm not questioning that with Bo Nix because I think Sean Payton's ego is so inflated that he will just start Nix out the gate. The Broncos traded Jerry Jeudy away. I still believe in Sutton, Mims, Reynolds. So I'm not one of those guys who think that the wide receiver, corpse is trash in Denver. I think they're good enough weapons. The running backs who catch out of the backfield in Denver are pretty damn good as well. So between pretty good weapons from, wide receivers, tight ends, running backs, but also he's gonna be playing behind a pretty solid offensive line as well. I may be a Raider fan, but I don't hate Nix's chance as the Broncos starting quarterback straight out the gate, honestly, because like I said, I don't believe Sean Payton will bench him out the gate, but also just because I think they have a decent staff there. I think people underrate their offense a little bit just because it's been struggle city. They've been pretty up and down, but I don't think they're as bad as people portray them to be. So I think Bo Nix will have some success out the gate. Again, I'm putting him behind everyone that we spoke about already. Actually, I'll put him ahead of Drake Maye out the gate. Now, Drake Maye may have a better long-term career, but I think that Bo Nix will start off better than Drake Maye does. Now, I know I said I was just going to do the top 5 rookie quarterbacks heading into this fantasy season, but I want to throw a little bonus in there, and that'll be Michael Penix. Nobody knows why the hell the Falcons drafted Michael Penix after giving Kirk Cousins a $180 million deal, but here we are. I, as a Raider fan, heard a lot of the rumors that the Raiders may draft Michael Penix, although I wasn't totally all in one way or the other. I didn't really care whether they drafted him. I think they'll be okay with O'Connell and Gardner Minshew, but Michael Penix obviously, brings a lot of hope for the future for quarterbacks, and he probably will come in and do great right away if he was on a team like the Raiders, if they were going to actually give him a chance to start. Obviously in Atlanta, that's not going to happen, right? This was a totally, we're picking for the future type move. This was not anything that'll impact right now. We wanted to see him start now. Me, you, everyone else watching, we wanted to see him start now. That's not going to happen in Atlanta. It's just a simple fact. There's no way, there's no situation where it's like Michael Penix outplayed Kirk Cousins. He is being paid $180 million. He has had success in this league. They signed him for a reason. Regardless, Michael Penix is a future move. We may not see Michael play for 2-3 years. I mean, who really knows? This could take a few seasons to play out. I kind of almost say his trajectory is kind of like Jordan Love, right? Jordan Love didn't start right away either. And a lot of people were concerned, oh, is he a bust? Is he, even this coming into this season, people didn't believe in Jordan Love. So I think it may be one of those kind of things where he may sit for 2 seasons, whatever the case is. He may play here and there, or Kirk Cousins may get injured. but I think he's worth drafting and holding on to in Dynasty, no doubt. It's not even a question, but in redraft, he's a hard pass for me. So there you have it. Those are my top 5 rookie quarterbacks heading into the fantasy season and the bonus with Michael Penix. I want to know who you like. Who is your top? Is it Caleb Williams? Is it Jayden Daniels? Is there somebody else that I didn't mention that you feel deserves to be in the top 5 conversation? Let me know in the comments. No comment will go unanswered. We will also be doing these for wide receivers, running backs, and so we'll have plenty more conversation to go heading into the fantasy season. If there's something you want us to cover, it's our number 1 sport. We're going to cover it at a ridiculous clip, but if there's something you want to see soon, like right away, maybe a question you have on your mind, drop it in the comments. We'll see if we can work it into a future episode. Other than that, again, hit the like button on this episode, hit subscribe if you're not. We appreciate your support more than you understand. I actually threw a link in the description for you if you're going to use rivalfantasy.com or download the Rival Fantasy app. I got a special bonus for you there, so go check that out. And of course, follow us at Rival Fantasy for other content on the social platforms. If you have questions about Rival, if you have any questions about the video, you want to react to this video, maybe the YouTube comments isn't your thing, follow us on social. Let's get those up. And of course, we are close to 600 subscribers right now. Let's get that number to 600 ASAP. I appreciate you guys. I will catch you on the next video.